different question to Chat GPT about Promiseday? Here are the answers of Chat GPT. My first question to Chat GPT is, what is the Promiseday? Here is the answer of Chat GPT. Promiseday is a day celebrated as part of Valentine's Week, which leads up to Valentine's Day on February 14th. It falls on February 11th each year. On Promiseday, couples make promises to each other, expressing their commitment, love, and dedication. These promises can vary widely, from promises of love and fidelity to promises of support and understanding. It's a day for couples to reflect on their relationship and strengthen their bond by making sincere commitments to each other. My second question to ChatGPT is, what is the origin of the word promise? Here is the answer of ChatGPT. The word promise originates from the Latin word promitter, which is a combination of pro forward and mitter send. In essence, it means to send forth or to put forth. Over time, the meaning evolved to convey the idea of making a declaration or commitment to do something in the future. When someone makes a promise, they are essentially pledging to fulfill a commitment or obligation, often creating an expectation or trust that the stated action will be carried out. My third question to ChatGPT is, what is the exact meaning of promise? Here is the answer of ChatGPT. The exact meaning of promise can vary slightly depending on context. But in general, a promise is a commitment or assurance made by one person to another, typically involving an agreement to do or refrain from doing something in the future. It implies a pledge or declaration of intent to fulfill an obligation or expectation. Promises are often made with sincerity and trust, with the expectation that they will be honored. Breaking a promise can lead to disappointment, distrust, or damaged relationships. My fourth question to ChatGPT is, what will happen if someone breaks promise? Here is the answer of ChatGPT. If someone breaks a promise, it can have various consequences depending on the nature of the promise and the relationship involved. Here are some potential outcomes. First one is loss of trust. Breaking a promise can erode trust between the person who made the promise and the person to whom it was made. Trust is fundamental in any relationship, and repeated broken promises can severely damage or even destroy trust altogether. Second one is disappointment. The person to whom the promise was made may feel disappointed or let down, especially if they were relying on the promise or had high expectations associated with it. This disappointment can strain the relationship and lead to negative emotions. Third one is damage to reputation. Consistently breaking promises can tarnish a person's reputation. Others may perceive them as unreliable or untrustworthy, which can affect not only personal relationships, but also professional and social interactions. Fourth one is conflict. Breaking a promise can lead to conflict and tension in relationships. The person who feels betrayed may confront the promise breaker, leading to arguments, hurt feelings, and further damage to the relationship. Fifth one is consequences for future commitments. People may be hesitant to trust or rely on someone who has a history of breaking promises. This can affect future opportunities, collaborations, and relationships, as others may be wary of entering into commitments with them. Overall, breaking a promise can have significant negative repercussions on relationships, trust, and reputation. It's important for individuals to consider the consequences of their actions and strive to honor their commitments to maintain healthy and positive connections with others. My fifth question to Chat GPT is there any types in promise? Here is the answer of Chat GPT. Yes, promises can be categorized into different types based on their nature, context, and the parties involved. Here are some common types of promises. First one is personal promises. These are commitments made by individuals to themselves or to others in their personal lives. Personal promises may include vows made in relationships, resolutions to change certain behaviors or habits, or commitments to support friends or family members. Second one is professional promises. These promises are made in a professional or work-related context. They may involve commitments to complete tasks or projects, meet deadlines, adhere to company policies, or fulfill obligations outlined in contracts or agreements. Third one is legal promises. Legal promises are those that have legal implications and may be enforceable by law. These include promises made in contracts, agreements, or legal documents where parties agree to specific terms and conditions and may face legal consequences for failing to fulfill their promises. Fourth one is social promises. Social promises are commitments made in social settings or within communities. They may involve promises to attend events, participate in activities, or support causes or organizations. Fifth one is religious or spiritual promises. These promises are made within the context of religious or spiritual beliefs and practices. They may include vows taken in religious ceremonies, commitments to follow certain ethical or moral principles, or promises made to deities or spiritual entities. Sixth one is implied promises. Implied promises are not explicitly stated, but are understood based on the circumstances or expectations involved. For example, when someone hires a professional to perform a service, there is an implied promise that the service will be carried out competently and as agreed upon. These are just a few examples of the types of promises that exist. Promises can vary widely in their nature and significance, and they play an important role in relationships, society, and human interactions. My final question to Chat GPT is, tell me the Promiseday wishes to my subscribers. Here's the wishes of Chat GPT. Dear subscribers, on this Promiseday, I vow to continue bringing you engaging, informative, and entertaining content. Thank you for your support and trust. Here's to many more wonderful moments together.